I'm messing with my camera.
What? Parola said hi. What are you talking about? God, our producers are the worst.
All right, we're live, Frank. Start it off.
Hmm?
We're live. Start it.
Are we live? Okay.
Yeah, Parola said hi already.
Welcome to Tifosi Time, episode 16, the Serie A Juventus talk show that is guaranteed to make you laugh at not only what we say, but at the quality of our production. So 2 minutes in, we might be live, have no clue. Say hello, guys. I'm Frank.
Hey.
Hi. I'm getting nauseous looking at Frank's camera because he keeps, not because of his face, because he keeps moving it and dropping it all over the place. But
It's really because of his face. Yeah.
Guys, really quickly, Santa was good to us this year. I got a little a cup with the Mexican flag colors on it.
Also, so did I.
Wait, I have one too, all right? I just don't have it with me.
They're pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Producer Dom got it for us. Thank you very much. They're nice.
How much alcohol is in yours?
I'm empty. I got nothing right now.
Chris P's in his.
I just wanted to show you.
Straight Everclear in here. All right. So, if you guys are watching, I don't know why, but welcome back. So we have a pretty good show, we think, for you. This week we're going to be going over the lovely Juventus-Fiorentina game. We're going to cover off on maybe another game or so, but we actually put something together that we think is going to be kind of fun. Our mid-season, best of creating a team that could challenge for the championship out of the players that aren't in the top four. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but let's talk about the Juventus-Fiorentina game.
Well, before we talk about let's talk about before the game with the the Napoli game was finally decided the outcome on what they were going to do, if it was going to be played or if they were going to go take the points back. So they did reverse the original call. 3 points were taken away from Juventus. The -1 was taken away from Napoli. So then the goals for and goals against were also taken away. So right there before the game even started, Juventus lost 3 points.
It was a bad Sunday.
It was. Not a lot of teams can lose 6 points in one but Juventus seemed to do it. So I think it was the right call, personally. We've all said that before. We wanted the game to happen, so I'm not even upset about that decision.
Yeah, it was just a rough Sunday. I know, Frank, you put out one of those shorts, right? Agreeing, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, when it first came out, I had a quick 60-second video, and that was kind of my take. And honestly, yeah, it stinks to lose 3 points, especially when you think you have it. But, we are not Inter, so that was my whole premise. Like, we don't want to win championships on, a technicality, or if they take it away from 6 other teams, we can win our 10th. Like, that's not us. So we're either going to win our 10th on the field, and we have a lot of work to do halfway through the season, or we're not. So I didn't really want to see the forfeit. And also, I'm a big believer, like, there's so many marquee games in a season, and you don't want to lose a marquee game, right? Juventus Napoli is a big game for Serie A, and you don't want to have it forfeited. So I'm glad they reversed it. Whatever happens at the end of the season, we're going to win or lose based on what we do on the field or don't do in the field. And I'm not worried about the forfeit. So I know there's probably a lot of Juventus fans that disagreed, but I was happy they overturned it.
Same. I want them to play.
Yeah, and so far they haven't done. They haven't announced a date yet, but I think they're thinking sometime in May, probably towards the end of the season. They'll make that game up.
Frank's got a little troll right now.
the neighbor from
Hey, let me show you some solid mic play right here.
He's Wilson. Can we change his name to Wilson?
I will say, though, the producer actually had a good, or was it someone? One of you guys made a good point when we were talking about that. The fact that they changed the result is like, they all of a sudden, instead of having the person, who was the person that had the yellow card, or Rabiot? Right?
So He did not play because he was suspended for this game instead. So it was kind of last minute, so they had to shuffle the lineup. That's still no excuse for.
Yeah, I think that could have been handled better. Maybe they made him, since Napoli was the next game, maybe they could have had him, I don't know, do the suspension then or something. I think one of you guys said, but I thought that was a good point because it's like, well, if that game didn't happen, why is he doing it now? So
yeah, I mean, if you're setting a lineup for the week and you're practicing around that lineup, and then all of a sudden it gets taken away one player that like you had no control over, really, like you kind of get screwed that way. So
again, no, we're teetering on territory here of making excuses though. So
no, I just listen. It's Rabiot. It's not like he's a world beater and he's the greatest player in the world, but I see the point. So let's talk about the stellar game. 3-0. None of us predicted 3-0. I think Parola in the chat said 4-0 Juventus. I said 4-0 Juventus. Everybody had like 3-goal win at least for Juventus based off of the game that versus Parma last week, where they played probably their best game of the season, and then they turned this crap performance.
To be fair, we didn't know that Quadrado was going to try to break someone's leg, and the ref was just not giving out cards to the other team for like no reason. It was ridiculous. The ref did not have a good game at all. I mean, you can't blame it solely on him, but it was terrible.
Yeah, I think so. Look, first goal, like, could the defense between Bullet and Bonucci be opened up any wider? It was like the parting of the Red Sea. Like they passed right down the middle. That's not supposed to happen on Juventus 2.5 minutes in ever, really.
Szczesny, just terrible positioning.
He took a bad angle. He did take a bad angle. I watched that replay like a bunch of times because that first touch was so bad. I thought if he would have came out a little bit quicker at a better angle, he could have gotten to the ball
easily.
Instead, he went horizontal to try to make himself like big, and he got beaten to the ball. So I think there was a lot of mistakes on that play for sure.
I know I usually give Bonucci crap, right? Like every game because I hate him, but like holy crap, how bad was he?
Yeah,
every goal was direct because of him, pretty much.
He gave away a second. Don't forget this chance he gave away that Szczesny made the really nice save on the near post when he dove when he came across. Like he gave that away. That created that breakaway the other way. So Bonucci played, killer B style this past week. Like he definitely brought his A game.
Yeah, that's bad.
But I mean their pairing in the center was just bad. Like on that play, they got split so easily. Like, and I don't know. I mean, teams that have to learn that. Like with Juventus down the middle, you can beat them with speed. Like Bonucci is slow, not the fastest. Like you can definitely beat them with speed. More teams are going to see that and try to play balls over the top and try to beat them that way. But then the second goal, Bonucci just totally misplays it, misses the ball, own goal for Alexandro.
Sandro got beat at the beginning of that play, though. Wasn't it on a throw-in? Like he let a guy get behind, throw in over his head, which created the cross the other way. And Sandro came back and like hit it off his ass cheek into his own net. It was just error after error.
Yeah. So I think also, the red card doesn't help. Obviously you're playing a man down for, 60, 70 minutes of the game. He's got to adjust his lineup right away. He takes out Ramsey and puts in Danilo to play, defense. So that leaves McKinney back there with Bentancur in the middle of the field, which just it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough people in the middle of the field to control the game and get the ball up top. Maybe, Pirlo's got to be questioned with his subs too. That why take out a midfielder and put a defender? Why not, change it up somewhere else? Because they didn't have enough.
Caceres definitely had a good game versus old team, huh? In terms of not only scoring the goal, but being pretty offensive, making some crosses.
I think he played well defensively too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It wasn't just the goal. The goal was like the capper at the end of the game for him, where he deserved the goal because he played so well during it. But I can't say that Fiorentina played fantastic. Partly it was what Chris said. The ref, Milero should have been thrown out on that second yellow.
That was bad.
Bernardeschi got taken out in the box. Ronaldo got taken out. There could have been 2 penalty shots easily for Juventus. It was just not a good performance by that ref. I think he got suspended because of how bad he was.
No, the second yellow and the ones in the box, but still, I mean, we're Juventus, right? Like, the fact is, like, you could have gotten those calls for you, and maybe you would have won, or maybe you would have tied 2-2 or 3-3, but, I mean, you just need better. You just, what is that? I just heard
Dom's making popcorn, I think.
Someone's making toast or something. We were just informed the audience can't hear that. So, Dom, can you re-rack this and insert the beeps so we sound crazy? Thanks.
You're right. Same with Kim. It was very hard to watch.
It was because when you're looking at the game, who played even halfway decent?
McKennie.
You think so? I can't even say that like he played halfway decent.
No,
like,
I know didn't play that bad after he came in, right?
Listen, McKennie didn't play terrible, and I like that he was pissed when he subbed him out. He was absolutely furious. I'm happy about that. He wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, you never want people to say, "Yeah, take me out." So that's of course, yeah, he wants to play, and he's an asset on the field. They just didn't play well at all. It seemed like they were like ready to go celebrate Christmas. Like, oh, this is easy. This is Fiorentina. They suck. They're a bottom 3 team. Bottom 4 team. This will be a piece of cake. They haven't won since the first month of the season.
But have we earned that, right? I mean, the way we played the season, we haven't put together 5 good games in a row.
Well, I think when you put all of those thoughts on, and then back at, they have the performance against Parma that they just come off of, and you're like, they have the mentality. Oh, we're good again. We can be easy. We can, maybe that was their thought process.
Listen, they had 3 good results, right? They had the first one, Sampdoria, which remember I told you was like, let's not read too much into that. They had the 3-0 win versus Barcelona, which I'm sure inflated them a bit, and then the 4-0 win versus Parma. But I mean, are we going to forget the 7 or 8 really bad games they played in between too? Like, that's the coach's job, is to be like, don't throw away what you did last week by playing crappy this week. And they all. I don't know.
He was kind of pissed afterwards, right? I didn't see the press conference, but apparently he was throwing blame everywhere, right? Saying like, we got to be up for these teams and things like that. Blah blah.
Good. Yeah. Good. Call him out. I mean, he's got to call himself out too, but he's got to call them out. And honestly, anytime you're playing a professional game, I don't care what sport you're in, you can't have people make mistakes like the ones Bonucci made and Sandro made. Like, you're going to lose, right? Like, the Quadrado foul.
What was he doing there? What happened?
He was going for the ball. He wasn't trying to foul him.
There's been a lot of bad slide tackling in the league the last few weeks. Like, a lot. Just people coming in way too late and just being so reckless with their challenges.
Let's get real. Was that a guarantee? Did they have to overturn that and make that a red?
That was
1,000%.
I feel like I've seen a million fouls like that.
Frank, his foot was like this with his cleat.
Yeah, but still, there wasn't intent there. He lost control of his dribble and he dove in. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
it's still
2.5 minutes in, I'm trying to foul the guy.
It's still red.
I don't know. I still go back to Pirlo's, like, his subbing, from based off of that. To take Ramsey out, you have one less midfielder, and then the next sub you do after that is you take Chiesa out, and then you put the midfielder back in because you realize, like, hey, the first decision wasn't a good decision. I don't know. I think Pirlo had a bad game with that.
So really quickly in the chat, you saw that from Parola, Donnarumma, Danilo, Demiral, and De Ligt. There's rumors that Juventus did. Well, I don't know if we'll talk about it later. They offered Donnarumma a contract because it's coming up, right?
Yes,
that'd be good because I love when Juventus has the Italian keeper, right? So for me, bring it on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But I'm sure Juventus won't be the only team trying to get him. Right?
Of course not.
Yeah. He was rumored because, I think they're just trying to get more money out of Milan. I don't think there's
that's right. I mean, aren't they just negotiating with that to get his salary up? I mean,
yeah, I think Milan offered $7 million to him, and I think that his agent is Riola.
Trying to get 10.
He's saying, we've gotten significant offers from Juventus, and I think Inter was the other one. I think you throw out those names anytime you want money. Oh, yeah, Juventus offered. Inter offered. They're just trying to get more, Yeah.
Next thing you're going to hear is that, Barcelona want him or Manchester City or PSG right? The ones that pay money.
Right. I think goal is an issue. I really do. I think Chesney, like, I don't see him improving. Like, he's kind of what he is. He's not going to get any better. He makes bonehead mistakes every once in a while. Yes, he'll make a spectacular save, here and there, but I don't have confidence in him. Big game on the line, he's going to make the right call or the right play.
Look, I mean, Chesney's a serviceable goalie. He's not bad by any means. He kind of reminds me of, I think, before you guys were really that when Juventus used to have like Van de Sar. I don't know if you guys are out for that. He was like,
I remember a little bit.
Yeah, he was the Holland #1, and they had Van de Sar. He was a good goalie, but he wasn't the guy that could sit back 89 minutes, not touch a ball, and then make the one big save when you needed him. Chesney will every once in a while, but he'll mess up every once in a while, and sometimes he'll just, he'll look ordinary. So, I mean, look, he's not the problem, but he's not Buffon in his heyday, right? He's not the clear #1.
No, and which sucks for him because you are replacing Buffon, which is an impossible thing to do. So, you feel for him there, but still, I just don't have confidence in him. To me, this game boils down to, I don't know if you guys agree, basically it was a 12-on-10 because I'm counting the ref for them, and then he took one away. So it was a 12-on-10, and it's very hard to win. It's 12-on-10.
I'll give you one better. 12-on-9. Bonucci's friggin' terrible.
All right, 12-on-9. Yeah, sure.
Actually, the ref made some bad calls, but really the one who's inexcusable there is Bonucci making those mistakes. The players on the field making the mistakes. A bad ref, you can get a bad ref, but giving the ball away, creating breakaways on your own goalie, getting beat on the throw-in over your head that created the second goal, like by Sandro, and then him actually putting the ball in for the second goal. I mean, it was just wasn't very good defending all around.
Yeah, I agree.
Getting split for the first goal, I mean, like you said, Dan's right. Like, Bonucci and DeLitt are not the fastest group. If you're not going to have good positioning.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, you have to have good positioning. You're not going to be able to keep up with them. Like, you're screwed. Right. So we're talking about Vlahovic. Like, yeah, Vlahovic is a promising young player, but like, he's no world beater. Like,
he's not Mbappe or right? I mean,
yeah, like, come on. So yeah, I mean, on Fiorentina's side, first win under Prandelli, they needed that win. They've been picking up points. They've gotten a point here, a point there. They finally got 3 points. Good for them. But that's a huge win for them. You get 3 points.
For Fiorentina, it's very, very good. Now, the worst thing that happens is it happens right before the short little break. But it's a short break, though, so ball years. But that could be something they could ride in to at least get out of the bottom of the table, right, if they can put some results.
Champions League, here we come. My prediction's coming true. Okay. All right. I didn't make any more slides for any other games. I had a pretty busy week, and I just didn't have time to finish any today. So that's the only slide I made for like individual games. But if you want to talk about all the other games, we can pull up the results for the week and just touch on them because there is a few things I want to talk about. So Crotone Parma. We're not going to talk in depth with all this. I will just say Messias on Crotone is fantastic. Chris said it week 1 after watching him play. The kid's got skill. He's not a kid. He's 29 years old, but he's just only now playing professional. He's semi-professional for the longest time. He scored one of the best goals of the season. He put it over the goalie from outside the 18 on his second goal. Just a great result for them. Hellas Verona Inter. This game was nothing special. Like that first half, especially Inter again. Whatever. They did pull out the win though, which is good for them. I don't know if you guys have realized they've won 7 games in a row.
Yeah, they're putting together a good.
Yeah,
I was actually disappointed by this game because I wanted Hellas Verona to take away some points, but they're in a bad.
Did you guys see Handanovic play? Dude. That Verona scored on?
Terrible.
I don't remember if I did see it.
So there was a cross in the middle right to Handanovic, and he just touched it with his hands and just tries to catch it, I guess. I don't know if it was trying to catch it or if he was trying to parry it. He just basically drops it right in front of him, and then they score, on the rebound, put away. Like, that stuff for me, like, Handanovic he's past it, man. They really need to start.
He was a good goalie there for a few years, but
he's a fantastic goalie, but that was inexcusable. At that point, it was 1-1. You're like, are they going to tie this game because he made that bonehead play. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah, he's been bad this year. One other rumor there too is Zakanye. Inter wants him. Just a little.
Yeah, they can't have him. He's staying there.
I hope not, man.
So yeah, but they got the win seven in a row. That's
so Parola said that was a good papita by Handanovic. We would all agree. He definitely made a meal of that one for sure.
It was awful. It was really bad. This game, the game of the week, I would say, the Milan-Lazio. Do you guys watch this?
So I didn't see this. But apparently, according to Parola, Lots deserve to win.
So I agree. Not that they deserve to win. I think they deserve at least a point. In open play, Lazio played better in open play. Milan scored their 3 goals were 2 headers and a penalty kick. They were all set plays. If you go on just based off like the open play, yeah, of course you have to guard corner kicks and you have to defend and not give up penalty shots. But like Lazio played well. I think where Lazio went wrong, like Inzaghi subbed out Immobile. He always does this. Last 20 minutes he'll take Immobile out and then you take him out and then like you're kind of left with you miss him up there and it's not the same. So towards the end, Milan pressed forward and they got the corner kick and a wide open header for Theo Hernandez and they scored. But like this game, it's a game that Milan would have lost years ago, but they pulled it out this year. And this is Milan without Ibra, without Benacer, without Kessia, without Gabbia, without Kaijar, whatever you say his name. They were missing a lot of players. So yeah, okay, but they still stuck it out. It's a good win for them. But Lazio deserve more. They deserve at least a point.
No, it's a statement win for Milan for sure. Missing those guys last game before the end of the year, they easily, lost it or had reasons to tie. But they held on. The only unbeaten team in Europe, Juventus.
It's so crazy to say. And they had the pressure on them because at this point Inter had won already, and Inter was in first place. If they lose that game, they did all that hard work the entire half of the season, and then before Christmas, second place. That would have sucked for them. So to pull that out was a really, really good result for them, and a lucky one in my eyes. Like I said, I don't think they deserved the full 3 points. All right, Rome won again. Well, not again, but they won, which is good. Back in the top 4. Because there was adjustments with Juventus losing 6 points. Can't get enough of that. Atalanta was a disappointing one. They go up 2-0. Really quick. Muriel, two goals.
How good is he, by the way?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I love him. He's awesome. Muriel.
He scored 2 goals within a minute apart from each other on a penalty shot, and then they came right back and scored again. But then that second half, they were bad in the second half, just like uninspired, boring, and Bologna.
It's actually like it's the perfect way to end the game for Atalanta because they've had games where they played great, games where they played horrible, and a lot of mediocre games. And
you had it all in one game. That's like the kind of their season right there in a nutshell in that one game. Hey, we're great. Hey, we suck.
Yeah.
The Gomez rumors, I don't know if you guys have seen. I'm hearing Inter a lot on the internet. Inter's interested. I don't know if Parolo's hearing different.
I heard Inter, Napoli, and Rome.
I heard
out.
Those are the 3.
I think he's smart enough to. I mean, he might want to win because he hasn't won anything, but hopefully he's smart enough to be like, do I want to not play? Because if he goes to Inter, he's going to be thrown in the mix, and he's going to, I don't know.
We said last week, he's taking Eriksen's spot on the bench. He's not going to play there. So yeah, that's the latest rumor on him.
Do they still have? Is Sensi hurt?
He's been playing. He played a little bit.
I could see Atalanta trying to do some slick move where they're like, "We'll give you him and give me Sensi, and I'll give you some couple bucks," and they get somebody good.
Atalanta signed some kid for $10 million. I forget his name.
Some Russian kid or something like that.
He's coming over. Yeah.
They signed a couple of kids actually. There was another one that I saw that I forget. I forget his name, but these no-name people that Atalanta sign, you have to I always side with them and know what they're doing, and
Yeah.
they get somebody for cheap, and the guy will probably be amazing. But a bad result. They could have capitalized. They could have, gained some points on some people. Napoli, another bad result for them. They were down in this game actually, and then they scored at the end. Insigne scored a really nice goal. His far post curler that he always does.
Patented goal.
But to salvage a point. But I mean, you're playing Torino. Torino has been awful this season. A 1-1 draw is not acceptable.
Just get to that next game, man. Look who comes back and they get a W. Look who comes back and they get a W.
Okay, you're already on to that game.
So I'll admit, he didn't even play good, but he
actually, I disagree because didn't he come in as a sub, if I remember? And
no, he started.
Oh, he did. Which game am I thinking about? Where he only had like 20 minutes, but he was clearly like making good runs and just never passing the ball. And you can see the difference right away.
He's a good player. So in this game, he had an assist by accident, and then he scores. But you know what? They win. He's on the field. They make it better. They play better with him on the field, and they're a different team.
You know who Caputo is? Caputo is the type of forward that years ago Juventus would buy to be like their third or fourth forward when they used to have like Quinta, right? Like they would buy the 30-year-old that would come in, and when he played his 15 games or 20 games, he would score his 12 goals. And that's who Caputo is. He's a guy who can score.
So I sent you guys a text today, and it was something I forget what it was, but it was like he's the most clinical scorer, most goals per shot in the league for the last year or so. Just throwing that out there.
Listen, some people are finishers. He's a finisher.
He's a finisher.
You can't teach that.
I'm crushing hard.
I swear, I should have got Chris a Caputo jersey for Christmas. I
missed the ball on that. We should have.
Yeah, you beans that one.
Parolo said that he's hearing that Larson is starting to complain about the loss.
I think he means Lammers.
Lammers, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Lammers. Yeah, I didn't read that, but I can see Lammers and Miranchuk getting upset with the lack of playing time. Like those guys don't play at all, and they're skilled players,
and they're young.
Lammers is young. Miranchuk is a little older. But they haven't showed that much yet.
Because they haven't gotten a chance. Like it's I don't know. I mean, maybe Gomez is out there. Like Pessina's getting his chance because they want to see what he can do. Can he play where Gomez is playing? He's been on the field getting his chance, and he's not a bad player. He played well for Verona last year. Yeah. But Pessina's getting the chance. Not Lammers, not Miranchuk. They're not even touching the field, which sucks for them because they came there and they want to contribute. I can't blame a young guy for wanting to play. But yeah, Sassuolo 3-2. It's a good win. Camp is never easy, right? So that's a good result to me. Genoa get a huge win. All the bottom teams actually. Crotone, Genoa, and Torino picked up points. Huge 3 points for Genoa against my team Spezia. Not a good performance from them, but I can't really say anything about that game. Benevento, Udinese. Benevento, I think, is in 10th place.
Dude, they're great. Not great, but like 10th that's pretty good, man.
They stopped letting in 4 or 5 goals a game. You see that? See what happens when you start doing that? They just start winning a little bit. They're doing well. And I think I picked them to stay up before this season started. And I think you did as well. Yeah. Of all the teams that got promoted, I think we said they had the chance to stay. So I don't know. We'll see. It was a good result for them. All right. You guys want to go to your players of the week real quick?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. Dom, go to the player of the week.
So really quickly on this, I asked you originally, Dan. I said, can I pick the rep for Fiorentina?
Yeah, you know what? That was the only answer you gave me. I was like, screw it, we're going with it. He's picked the ref. So
then Frank did it, but I picked Caputo just because it's Caputo.
Well, I was gonna pick Bonucci for Fiorentina. So I mean,
well, you know what's funny? I was gonna be the one who actually picks a Fiorentina player. I was gonna pick Caceres as the player of the week because I thought he really did play well. But then once I saw this, I was like, I'm not going to that game. I'll go to a different game. But yeah, Chris picked the ref. He did have a hell of a game. I couldn't find a profile pic for him, so I went with that. Frank, sorry, Frank picked him. Chris, you picked Caputo.
Of course.
I mean, like you said, he didn't even have a good game really. But
listen, you might not have to change that picture the rest of the season if he's healthy.
I might just start adding his face to mine and then to yours.
Listen, it just makes the graphics easier to make, so you can pick him every week.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked Messiah. You don't really get to pick, and I spelled Cortone wrong because I was rushing while I was doing it at work. So I picked him because you don't get to pick a lot of Cortone players throughout the season, and he's been playing really well. And
how many subscribers do we need before we get an editor?
Yo, guys, it's hard to do all this, and I'm rushing through it.
Listen, I actually enjoy the mistakes. I think it makes it better.
Me too.
I picked him because there's not going to be many opportunities to pick a Crotone player, and he played well. So
I guess Parola and Hernandez from Milan as his player of the week.
We picked him earlier in the season. I had picked him for player of the week. He's been great the last few weeks, especially. After his last year's form, doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
pop up the standings.
Yeah, and then we'll go from there because I did a fun little thing on Reddit, and I want to do it with you guys too. But quickly, we'll look at the standings because there was a lot of movement. So Juventus obviously with 6 points drop 6th place from what were they in 3rd place?
Yeah.
Huge win for Milan, like I said, end to end 1st place after before Christmas is big for them. Inter 7 games in a row. Rome, again, that stupid forfeit. That's stupid. I still go back to that forfeit. That annoys me. Napoli's not playing well. Juventus not playing well. Atalanta's on and off. Lazio deserves better, I think, with their form. I really do think they're a better team than 8th place. They're good, man. They play well.
They're good, but the teams ahead of them are pretty good too.
Oh yeah, the one in that group is Sassuolo. Like no one.
Wow, watch your mouth.
Sassuolo 4th place.
Pulling for them. All right.
But like I said, that half of the table is pretty much what I thought. Other than Benevento and Sassuolo in 4th, that's who I expected to be there. And then you saw on the right side, Crotone jumped Torino, and Genoa jumped as well with their wins.
Torino and last.
It's gonna be an interesting second half of the year. That's all I'm gonna say.
It'll be fun.
If Juventus pulls off their 10th, they'll have to play some big games and get a lot of wins because let's say they get their 3 points on the missing game, they're still 7 behind.
Well, they also have one less game right now too. Right?
Well, that's what I mean. If you give them 3 for that.
Oh, okay.
So, but here's the thing: like we keep saying, like, oh yeah, it's there's still so much. 10 points is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
It's not 3 points. It's not 4 points. It's 10 points. Like that's a lot. That's 3 games. At more than 3 game difference.
But if they had them, they'd be tied with Rome at 27.
Yeah,
3rd place. Right? If they play.
Yeah, but it's not exactly an easy game that they're playing either. It's Napoli they're making up against. It's not like you're making it up against Torino.
Oh no! Look, they have a hard road ahead of them for the second half of the year.
And this January is crazy with the amount of games they're cramming in January. So don't expect them to go undefeated in January because they have tons of games and difficult games.
Well, that's where they put themselves in now, right? They put themselves in a position where you're gonna have to win 6, 7 out of 8 games, right? Yeah. Like you're just gonna have to do that.
But there is still 25 games left. Let's relax a little bit, right? I mean.
But they have to all these teams.
Yeah, they have to start moving for sure.
My screen's frozen, but I want to just keep looking at this because I had made I talked to you guys about this little suggestion. I actually came up with this idea last year where I actually pitched it to a different podcast and they totally ignored it. So I figured, what the hell? Let's do this. So originally my pitch to them last year was, hey. Here's the challenge. What you got to do is you got to take every team that is not in the top 4, pick one player from each team not in the top 4, including a coach, create a lineup. Can your lineup win the title? Now, originally when I did this, it was going to be can your lineup make the Champions League because you're replacing those top 4. But I figured that's too easy with the amount of teams that are there and the players. So I said, can you win the title? So I put this online. I put it on Reddit, and it was actually really fun. Like people are still responding. Like today, somebody put up a lineup. People putting lineups. People making fun of my lineup, which I was like, screw you. My lineup's awesome. I'll win everything.
And let me add for those people watching. So we have not seen each other's lineups at all. We sent them all into the producer, and the way we're going to do this is we're going to reveal position by position for all three of us, and we're going to surely pick them apart and hopefully laugh at each other. And then Perot sent one in. We're going to go over his. I think
quick story with Parola. So I was there when he's making the team, and he names the player. He's writing down the paper, and he winks at me.
He totally winked. It was pretty funny. He was really jazzed and pumped about his team. He's like, you can't stop this team. This is an automatic championship, the team that he created. So we'll make fun of his too. But things that I want to point out, this guy, he's already given away.
Spoiling.
He was a list, man.
We have it for you.
We wrote it down. We'll take a look at it. So a couple things I want to point out because we don't know each other's lineups. You guys haven't checked the Reddit. Things that I'm going to state right now, this is my guesses. Not one of them picked Ronaldo. That's my guess. We'll see if that comes true. Do you guys have any other guesses on each other's lineups?
I am curious to see how many players make all three teams.
That's what I said to Dan the other day. I said, how many players do you think each of us have?
And my other thing is I want to see how many actual Italians are picked on these teams. Because I don't think there's going to be a lot.
I have a few.
I don't even know.
Okay, so with that being said, if anybody's looking at this and they want to make their own, feel free to tweet us with your lineup or go on the Reddit and whatever. I don't know. Just send it to us.
We have a Twitter?
We do have a Twitter. Somebody responded on that too as well. So many people on the Reddit don't know how to read. It's really sad. Like, hey, I want Conte as my coach. Nah, man, you can't do that. Like, they're in the top four. Like, can you read?
Yeah, so just a quick rehash, right? So here are the rules. You have to pick one player or coach from each team not in the top four. Once you use the team, you can't use them again.
Yes, you can pick any formation you want.
Any formation you want, a total of 15 players and one coach. So one from each of the 16 teams not in the top four.
Yeah, obviously not a full bench, right? You got your four kind of studs on the bench, one goalie, one forward, one defender, one midfielder. That's who you're going to play with pretty much.
So my first thing I'll say without seeing the teams is that none of our teams could win the championship because we don't have a deep enough bench.
Oh, yeah. Right? You can only play with what we got over here. Yeah. All right, so Dom, I know how you want to do this. You said you had made some sort of special slide thing where you're going to reveal one player at a time. Look at it. It took his wife complained today the amount of hours he spent on the computer doing this. So we apologize.
The first thing I noticed, so is someone playing four forwards?
Someone's got a Christmas tree over here, all right? So relax.
I got a Christmas tree.
All right, so Dom, what is this starting with goalies? Are you starting down low or starting with coaches and then goalies? Okay. Well, I kind of don't want to reveal my coach first, but okay, fine, whatever.
All right.
So first we have
whoa!
Look at that. Same coach you guys picked. Now,
did you pick him for his hair?
No, I picked them because they're a team first season up, 10th place, doing awesome with that. They're getting better, not getting worse.
Agreed. And I also this exercise was fun because he was like a little bit of championship manager and a lot of strategy of like who do you want to use for what player or what coach. And there was a few players that on that team, but I said, I went in doggy. So
that's the thing people on the Reddit said too. They're like, this is really fun. This is like you're managing kind of, your team and, picking your players. So yeah, I totally get that vibe. I picked Ranieri.
Okay with Dan. Yeah, he's got probably obviously the most established best coach.
So I picked him because that guy won the championship with Leicester City. And once you see my team, you're gonna be like, this guy can sleep on the bench and he'll win the championship. So Ranieri's the way to go. He's a way better coach.
let me ask you, once we reveal the position, are we going to give the nod to who we like, whose player we like the best, or we
I
can't?
don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know.
Yeah,
how we're
right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
At the end,
think
we'll
and yes, Parola picked Italiano. I was debating to picking him too. I really do like the way Spezia play. They're very in sync. They work as a team. That was a very good pick for his coach, I thought.
Okay.
All right, Tom, what are we going with next, goalie?
Goalie's
All right,
next.
just a heads up, you're not going to like my goalie.
Sirigu Frankie. Explain.
All right. Well, so again, I kind of thought of this as like a manager, right? But Sirigu brought a lot of experience compared to a lot of the defenders you'll see on my team.
God.
And then also, I just think he's a really good goalie. I just think he's one of those guys you could definitely win a Serie A title with Sirigu as your goalie with the right team. And it came a combination of like players on his team that I wanted versus other options on other teams. So, I went Sirigu, and I'll stand by it.
It's a good pick. You can't argue that. Right?
I'm not going to fault you with picking them, considering Torino's roster and considering your other options. I went another way. Who did I pick, Dom? Musso. Musso, to me, is one of the best goalies in the league.
Good pick.
He's going to get bought by someone. I don't know how he wasn't bought yet by a team. And when I look at Udinese's lineup, it was either DePaul or Musso. I figure I can get more talent in the midfield somewhere else. Let me get a solid goalie. Musso is a fantastic goalie, and I'm very happy with having him as my goalie.
Yeah, cool. Young, good pick.
So my goalie's not a star by any means, but he's solid, and we can help him out with Odero. Ex-Juve.
Did you see the rebounds he gave up this week?
Listen, we can hide him with the rest of my team, so don't worry. All right.
You better.
He's not terrible.
No, he's serviceable.
He's serviceable, but
he's better than
Parola went with Perrin, which was also not a bad pick.
Yeah. A lot of people on Reddit picked him too. I guess just obviously seeing Genoa's roster, who are you going to pick from them? And if he's healthy, he's a very good goalie. So that's not
can't go wrong. Yeah.
All right. So Dom, what are we going with? Like our left back?
I think I have the edge at goalie.
Do you? I don't know about that. I feel like this one is the same for. Well, no, I can't even say that because mine's a little different. Frank, you picked Gosens at left back.
Gosens, for me, he is the most differentiating player, one of the most differentiating players in Serie A. And of course you can pick top forwards, right? Like Ibra or Ronaldo because they score goals. But to have a left back who can make that much of a difference, I just think, he was the first name I pretty much put down. And of course, I'd want to have Gasparini and a bunch of other players that I would love to have. But I put Gosens above all of them, and I'd start my team with him.
That's what I wanted to ask too: is who's the guy you put down first? Who is the when we get to him?
Who's the player you said?
The player you put down first?
Yeah, Gosens was the one I was most convinced in.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't fault you on that. And with Adelan, with the amount of players they have on their team, I think Gosens to be the one to be like, yeah, it's him. That's such respect for him that like. You have Zapata, you have Gomez, you have all these people.
Exactly.
Like, get out of here. Gosens is my choice 100%.
Yeah.
It's a really. I was expecting that from you there. My formation's a little different, so that's not my pick for this right here. Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu is so good, and he's only getting better. If you guys just saw the goal, Tomiyasu, did you see the goal he scored this week?
Yeah.
He looked like a center forward with the finish that he had. But defensively, very strong. He's very versatile. He can play on the right. He can play in the center. He can play all over. He's young. There are big teams that are going to be going after Tomiyasu. He's not staying on Bologna for very much longer.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a solid defender. Chris,
mine's Gosens. So, all right. Went with the Cherby. All right. So this is the player that Daddy put him on his team too, and he winked at me. He goes to Cherby, and he winked at me. And I was like, I got him too. So,
wait. So are you saying you have Gosens in your back three like that?
So I have like wing backs, yeah.
wing back, so they're just up forward more.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So Cherby playing as one of the center backs in the back.
Yeah, I mean, solid international Italian defender. Can't go wrong with that. My choices for Lazio, there's a lot of choices on that team, so you could have went a lot of different directions with that, but
I wanted a solid back three.
Okay. And Parola picked Ferrone from
it's a good pick.
From Hellas Verona. He's been playing well. Not Hellas Verona. He's played well. All right, so Frank, your first center back.
This is where it gets a little dicey.
Oh God!
What?
I went a little Morone. I listen, from the time he was on Juventus, I think he's better than what people give him credit for. I went a little Morone.
He started for you. What the hell's your bench look like?
I could have put somebody else in his spot, but I went young.
Were you the guy on Reddit criticizing Dan's team?
Yeah, really. I think you were trolling me on Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay. Through all the posts on Reddit, through all of these lineups I've seen, no one has picked him. So congratulations.
Well, that's good. That means I'm onto something.
All right.
Okay. Dom, I don't know who you put in center defense, so just reveal it. Koulibaly. Okay, so Napoli. Yeah. I know, but I don't remember. I did this a week ago, so I don't remember who I had in the middle. Koulibaly, Napoli, they got a lot of players to choose from. A center back right in the middle of your team with his caliber. And I'm winning it all with this team. And you've only seen 3 players.
I mean, let's relax because Dom flipped mine over really quick. There you go.
Okay, I mean, not surprised.
So we're equal.
Overrated.
Oh, come on, man.
Overrated? Get out of here.
He's overrated.
Yeah, is he not a $100 million player like he used to be a couple years ago? Sure, but he's still fantastic.
He was bad.
He was overrated.
Last year he was poor. This year he's been better. He's a solid defender. No one wants to mess with him.
I'd rather spend $2 million on Morone.
Parolo picked the lit, and Acerbi he's got in the middle as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of players we're seeing here. It's going to change more during the midfielders and the
for sure.
Frank, who is your other central defender?
Lovato.
Wow, you really did go young. Jesus.
I went young. That's why I needed to go in net.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
We've talked about him a lot. I mean,
listen, Lovato, it's a bet on the young kid, right? That again, and it was a lot of looking at who's available on what teams and who do I like. And yeah, I did consider going to here, right? As one of the center backs for sure, but you just wanted to put the total team together, and I think my biggest gambles were definitely in D. That you will see,
Frank, once you see my center forwards, you're like, do they really want to mark with these 2 guys? I don't know about that.
Hey, I believe in Lovato, so I'm good.
I do. I believe in your team 5 years from now. Like, hey, maybe I don't want to mess with them, but we're building.
No one said it was a 1 year only.
Well, no, yes, it's clearly stated. Can you win this championship? So, you did say
I'm going dynasty.
Okay, well, that was not the rules. Dom, who's my defender? Delit. So, Tomiyasu, Koulibaly, and Delit, you are not getting past that defense. If you do, you got to deal with Musso. This team is letting up maybe 20 goals the entire season.
Did you see Delit mark this past week?
And he's his partner. You can't blame him for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This team, so on Reddit, I got crap for this because every single person on Reddit had Ronaldo on their team, except for one person who randomly picked Arthur. And I was like, what the hell? Why would he pick him?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Every single person had Ronaldo, and the guy said, how do you not put Ronaldo on this team? I was like, and then I explained the whole situation. But I'm very confident with having Delit as my, one of my
listen, I think I was gonna also pick Delit, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Chris, who's your third?
I had to get rid of Fiorentina player, so I went with Milinkovic over here.
What do you mean your Fiorentina player?
I mean, I don't like any other players really except for Castrovilli and him, so I went with here. Short my defense, and I think that's a solid back three. to cover my weak goalie, I suppose. As you guys
there's
say.
definitely worse defenses in the league, right?
I think Milinkovic is overrated, but I mean, I could see why you picked him. If you don't like a lot of Fiorentina's players and you had to pick one, then I guess you picked them. But
I think my next pick I will get the most ridicule for because A, he's playing out of position. B,
Come on.
semi playing out of position.
All right, who is it? No. He's a left back. He's a left back.
Hey, well, listen, he's a defender. You can play him in the right. It's fine.
Your coach is going to have a headache on his hand. Jeez.
Hey, I'm going to attack on both sides. He's going to learn from Gosens. It's all good.
So far, he has the best defense. Get out of here, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
Big surprise. He thinks his team is the best.
Well, I don't like Frankie's pick.
Yeah, Frank, come on. You picked somebody out of position, man.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Listen, I said he was out of position. But he's also a young guy that I think could get better.
All right, move on.
I don't know which card you're flipping over. Okay, so this is the one where I know you guys are going to laugh at. For me, Matteo Ricci on Spezia. This kid is so good. I said it the other week. I'd rather have him than Locatelli. Locatelli you got to buy for $50, $40 million. Buy this kid for $5 million and you were set. He's good at distribution. He's very solid in the middle of the field. And with my other midfielders there, he'll fit in perfectly. It was between him and Italiano for my Spezia pick, and then I went with Ricci to play.
He's a good player.
I didn't see any other person at all these lineups that I see pick Ricci.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know where Dom line. It's probably Gosens. So here we go. We got some overlap here. We already talked about him.
Yeah. I mean, I knew Gosens was going to be on all three of our teams. Not on my lineup yet. I mean, spoiler alert, he will be there. So that's no surprise that all three of us picked him. We all love him. So
yeah.
All right, Frank's first midfielder is probably a forward.
Oh.
Wow, really?
McKennie.
You picked a dynasty team. You did not pick a team to win this year, man.
What are you talking about?
He could be on a championship team.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
So you're saying of all the Juventus players, you're picking McKennie over Ronaldo and De Ligt.
Yes.
And Dybala.
Because, again, it was with players from other teams and who I wanted to pick, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at, I love McKennie. I think he's a good player, but I'm just saying, for this exercise, I don't think it was the smart choice.
You got to support the Americans.
Also, when you see who's playing in the center, I'm going to need someone to put some extra legs in.
Oh, God. I can't. Frankie seems my favorite. I don't have. That's my favorite. Dom, central midfielder. Amrabat, you guys know I've been in love with this guy for all of last year. He was on the team of the season last year. He played so well. He's picking it up now lately. He's going to have a big second half of the year.
But to be fair, he has not had a good start to the season.
No, he hasn't. But you also have to get these guys.
Neither is Fiorentina, though.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to get these guys who are changing teams sometimes to adjust, sometimes to adapt to their new surroundings. Just like a lot of the Juventus players who aren't playing well that are changing over to teams. Give him half a season at least to get things rolling. He's fantastic, so he will be better.
Yeah, I see it. My right wing back here is all right. He went with McKennie.
McKennie too.
I also picked McKennie just because I want people on my team that are going to run, and he's going to run for miles, and he's going to help the people that are lazy. And he's been awesome this year. I don't care what you say. He's been.
Listen, I started this prior to the final week where Rome wasn't in the final, and I had Gosens and Spinazzola on one side, and I just said cover those assholes. Then I had to take them off. So yeah.
So to my first player, actually, I put it in because I was like, you know what? I wanted my. McKennie was the first person I put on.
I thought you were talking about Gosens.
No, McKennie and then Gosens was number 2. I'm not even kidding.
Hey,
if you notice, I made him my captain just because he's American.
He made a captain. Wow. I was not expecting you guys to pick him of all the Juventus players. Again, out of all the lineups I saw, nobody picked McKennie. So kudos to you two.
He's been
That's right.
likable this year, so I went with that.
Don,
I like
screen's
the pick.
frozen, so I don't know where we're at or if anything's changing. But I guess we're on Frankie's.
Yeah, Frankie with Amrabat.
Amrabat.
Wow, look at that, the love. All right, why, Frank?
I mean, look, I think he fits in nicely with the two other midfielders I have there. I like what he brings to the table when he's playing well. And from a Fiorentina side, I mean, I thought he was my I put him down and I put a couple of other people down and I went with him. So I think him and McKinney and the third person I picked have a chance to make a good midfield. I do.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to fault you for Amrabat. I picked him as well. Just really quickly, Parola picked Ribery and Rovella in his midfield starting, and you'll see Rovella towards the end. He'll pop up again somewhere. I can't see who I picked as my third midfield. My screen's still frozen. So Nandez, yes, Coyote. Nandez is very, very good.
This is funny because really quickly, my team is a mix of all three of your teams.
Some of Frankie's and some of mine. Yeah, I think there would be a lot of overlay and overlap. Nandez is great. Nandez should be bought by a bigger team.
I think he will be eventually.
Yeah, he's a solid player. My midfield: Ricci, Amrabat, and Nandez. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Okay.
wait, you're giving me crap for going with young guys, and
Where's my young guys? Who's my young guy? DeLitt is my young guy.
Nandez and
Nandez
Ricci.
He's like 25, 26, no?
Ricci's 25 years old.
Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
these are known entities.
Like, defenders who haven't even been through puberty yet.
But Frank, you have a left back and a right back, so be quiet over there.
Can you be any worse than Bonucci playing center back for Juventus?
You're right. You're right.
There you go.
I don't know where Don went next with my picture here, so
Tell me who it is because I can't see.
it has not moved yet. DePaul. All right, so I put DePaul. Udinese. It was between him and Musso. I went with DePaul. I always say every week he should be bought by another team as well. He's got tons of talent. I really don't like his attitude at times, but he's got skill. He can take some free kicks, and I need some creativity in that.
Parolo's talking junk.
What's he saying?
Listen, he's criticizing. He wrote that after my DePaul pick. He's on his team too.
Wait, what did he say?
He said, "You guys want to win the championship with this team?"
All right. Who do we have next? Where are we at with you, Frank?
Oh, Frankie got it too.
You have DePaul, Frank, you picked?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, basically the same sentiment, right? You have the Udinese, you don't have a lot of people to choose from, and you went with him.
What?
Yeah, you went with him, right? You can't fault you for picking him. But he's more of the creative, offensive guy in that lineup that you got there. I see why you did it.
Yeah, I'm liking my mid. I don't hate my mid.
I don't hate your mid either. I think you have a decent midfield. People who are actually playing in their position at least.
They all play the ball. They all can put an attack when needed, for the most part. Decent positioning.
Mm-hmm.
And they all move.
I agree.
Dom, who do I have next? Yeah, at Gosens, I put really attacking kind of midfield. I mean, he's on that left side. That's basically what you get there. But I knew Gosens was going to be in all three of our lineups.
So
where you're lining him up.
Was he your number one, like your first guy you put in?
My first guy I put in, I think it was DeLitt because I knew I didn't want Ronaldo and I wanted to pick. If I was not picking Ronaldo, I was going to pick DeLitt. But Gosens was also,
We got any comment that says they play my balls.
Well, we got a troll over here. Why is my screen not working? I can't see anything.
All right. Dom, what's my next one? Okay, so I got Farioni on the wing over there. I like my wing back. We can attack both sides. He's been awesome for the last couple of years on Verona. Get those crosses into my forwards who are beasts. You'll see in a couple minutes. I like my team, man. It's very, very solid.
Which part of the Christmas tree are we looking at here? Because I can't.
The right side.
Right side. Okay.
Wing back.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he's been solid. All right. So then that leaves Frank Are we on your left wing?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so who's your left wing? Wow, you don't have him in the center.
What?
You don't have him in the center. You're playing him on the left side.
Yeah, I think I actually had him on the right side. I don't remember, but either way, he wasn't in the center. Yeah. So Osimhen, man, I think he's going to be dynamic on the wing, hard to mark, can interchange with the forward in the middle, and I think he's going to be dangerous as hell. Good luck guarding him with, Tamaguchi or whatever you have over there.
Wow. I hear what you say.
So really quickly, Parola wrote, Chris, you got players. He was making his team, and he's writing it down. I'm like, oh, crap. I got a lot of these players already on my team. But my team's better than his overall.
That makes sense because I hated his team when he was making it.
No, but he's got players starting that were on my bench, I think. I don't know. His team's not good.
I like Osimhen, Frank. I mean, more of a central guy. I question his finishing, though, to be honest. Like, he hasn't shown the best finishing so far. I know he's been hurt a lot, but he's had tons of chances.
He's not in the center.
He should have more goals than he has, but he's fantastic. So that's a good pick. I'm not going to fault you on that one. Again, the coaching, Inzaghi is a little drunk when he made this lineup. But
we're going to attack the crap out of everyone. We're going to win 6-4 every game.
Dom, I don't know where you're going next with mine. Yeah, so I went with a different Verona player. Zaccagni, I mentioned him the other week. He's been great this year. Nothing more that I can say that I haven't said in past episodes. Just a really, really good player for them.
So really quickly, is he usually a winger though?
Yeah, I mean, where else is he? Yeah, he plays below the center, behind the
more centrally, but
he plays on the right side. Okay, you got to have a little leeway with you.
I'll tell you what, if I get Pellegrini, so your slide too.
That's not sliding. He plays there, man. You guys, do you even watch soccer?
Just a heads up, all my players where they're supposed to as far down to a Chirby's plays with left foot, so I put him on the left side.
Okay, so does mine, right?
What your team? Relax, I'm not calling this, man. He's calling me.
Mine fits there. Mine's a great selection. Chris, who you got?
Nandes. So, we similar there. It's the button.
I'm curious, from that team, who else were you thinking about when you looked at that team?
Oh, jeez. I don't even know. I think he was the one that just stood out, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put him in. Solid player, really good.
For me, I was kind of forced to pick him. I was like, okay, he's taking one of my midfield slots because I couldn't find anyone else. I mean, you do have João Pedro and stuff, but I wasn't going to put him. I wasn't going to put him in my lineup. So there's other better forward options. So yeah, he kind of just stuck out to me that you had to pick.
Nandes has some creativity. He runs a lot. He can play different positions. He's a really good player.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious. Frank, you put a wing back or no? Who'd you pick, Frank, from Coyote?
Nobody yet.
Not yet.
Nobody yet. Oh God, it's coming. All right.
Next player for Frank. Immobile.
Okay.
I mean, all right. You
want to say anything about it? Or?
I mean, look, on a team like this with Osimhen running on one side and the midfield they have, and Gosens doing crosses, he scored 35 goals on this team.
I'll tell you right now, he better because you're going to let in 35 goals again.
It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of high-scoring games.
That's why I got Sirigu. That's why.
All right.
So Sirigu is also 50 years old, so I mean, he's not once, but what he wants.
But it's just for this season.
Just need him for this season, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Dom. Flip over my next one. I picked the same from Lazio. He scores 25 goals a season. You need to put the ball in the net. So I picked him.
All right. I got a daddy favorite on this next one, I think. Parola favorite. Musabara. I like him. I think he.
Wow.
What? You expect?
I wasn't expecting him. I like him. I wasn't expecting him to be in your starting lineup. I think he's a good player.
Yeah,
I just add. I don't know what that means. It's supposed to be bad.
ADD. I think he says bad. I don't know if they're bad. I don't know.
So I was trying to tinker with the team, and I was trying to, I don't know, I was going to get Quags up there, but then I was switching stuff around. I just felt like I would put Barrow up there.
Someone's not going to score any goals this year.
No, I have another forward, and I have a lot of attackers. Relax, all right? You have Pellegrini at right back.
Oh, that's true. I do not see a solo player from Chris, so
They were top 4.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, I want to go back to Alexa's comment, who said my team was ass, that apparently is being censored out. Yes. Go back to learn some soccer, girl. My team is awesome.
Let's get Frankie's other forward that he said is going to help Immobile put in 50 goals a season.
That's a fantastic picture, by the way.
I can't find any other picture than that one for him.
I mean, listen, Gervinho is the perfect forward, but up there with those guys because he's quick, he can play the ball, he can make passes, he's dynamic enough, right? And he can finish his goals on the run. That would be a hard offensive team to defend. I put those guys in the season, and I think we're going to score a fair share of goals.
So I kind of agree with you there. I mean, it's tough to do this because we don't have a bench, but like he's not playing 90 minutes a game for the rest of the season.
No, I do have a forward on the bench that is the perfect sub for about 35 minutes a game.
Right, so we'll see that. Okay.
He's perfect, at least. Makes Inzaghi's job a lot easier, right?
Yeah, he has a forward. He has one forward sub.
Yeah. All right, Frank. So this is where you guys are going to laugh at my team just because of this combo that I have here. Dom, flip it over. These two guys have sucked for Italy, have not been well, but those two up top together, you're getting 40-plus goals.
Okay, can I say something? When I was going through this game, Belotti was the one guy that I knew I was not going to pick.
Yeah, but you know what? He's doing well this season. Like, you can't fault him for Torino being bad. Like, he's
100%. Like, I kept writing him down and going, no, I don't want him. I was like, no.
I did not want my forwards to be Immobile and Belotti just because of how terrible they are in Italy and they don't play well together. But I'm hoping that these players around them can help them out. And
so
he's really good. He's really good.
I can't criticize that because I have him too.
Okay. All right. Well,
now you see why I went way better goalie than mediocre forward from Torino.
Oh man, I got you on my freaking bench, so shut your mouth.
I have someone that can start over Gervinho on my bench too.
All right. So yeah, Dom, flip over Chris because he just told us he got Belotti too. So looking at are the bench just going to pop up on the bottom too? Do you want to just pop those all up, or do you want to do individual kind of? Yeah, let's just do it that way. Okay, so yeah, things that stand out to me. Chris has one of Frankie's starters on the bench, right? I have one of Frankie's starters on my bench.
Mm-hmm. Look how good my bench is, though. I have Quagliarella, who's the perfect super sub.
He's good. He's a good sub.
Basically, he can play for all three of my forwards and score. I got a little bit of experience in Medal in center back, right? Got a little bit there. Cranio. I'll take him over backup goalies.
I take Cranio over your starting goalie
too. This is where you went wrong, I think.
Yeah, why would you use the spot on your backup goalie? I put Montipo from Benevento because I know he's never playing for me. So he'd be my bench goalie because he's going to play maybe 2 games this season.
Because
I didn't waste it.
We needed to take a goalie. We needed to take a backup goalie.
And I work from a team that doesn't have superior players, so I picked Montipo. He's a serviceable backup goalie that is going to play.
2 good goalies. Don't forget my defense.
There are better goalies on the bench, so Inzaghi might want to change that.
All right.
Come on, you cannot dish on Sirigu. Come on.
No, I mean good.
The way you made your team just doesn't make sense to me.
What are you talking about? My bench is good, is what you're saying. You're saying my bench is good.
Yeah, but your starters even better, is what I'm saying.
I like my starters.
Just a heads up, Parolo. I put Rovella on my bench. You have him starting. So just throw that out there for you. What else stands out? I like Messias has been really well. I think you can't argue with him deserving a spot. Pobega's been okay for Spezia. He's the Milan loanee.
Yeah, and Pellegrini
Yeah, Pellegrini in the D is not bad. I pick Oretza from Crotone. He's been really well. He's been doing really well. Rovella is, a youngster in the midfield there, and then Gervinho is another super sub. If you need a goal and somebody to fly down the wing, he can do that. Again, Ranieri will coach this team to the championship in his sleep. No doubt in my mind. He will sleep and get 100 points with this team.
All right.
I want to see Parola's team. Tom, do you have that?
People in chat, tell us whose team you think is the best.
So he also went with the Christmas tree formation, assuming I put this together for him correctly. He has some players that we have there. Again, he picks Svanberg. He loves Svanberg. He likes a lot of Bologna's midfielders, but Svanberg especially. He went with the vet Ribery. Ruiz put from Napoli.
He also has Antonio on the bench.
Yeah. He's got Antonio on his bench, yeah. And he's got Gervinho on his bench.
And he's got someone with the weapon on the bench. With the
the knife under the hat. Who's been good? Well, he's been good this season. And Ciccarini in the midfield. I mean, Ciccarini's well past the prime.
Yeah, I almost picked Ciccarini, but I thought the same thing. I was like, maybe 6 years ago.
On his team.
When he wrote Ciccarini down, I was like, wait, really?
So let's look at Parola's midfield here. It's pretty pathetically bad.
Frank, he was so confident in his team. He was like, I'm winning everything with this.
How can you make fun of my McKennie, Amrabat, and DePaul when DePaul's his best midfielder, and then he's got a guy on the bench who was good 6 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I
now his defense is way better than mine. I'll give him that.
He's got a very good defense. Yeah, his defense is very good. And in his defense, he built his team from the back up. I was watching him do it, and he kind of started with the defense and then worked his way up. So you see like his, forward. He's taking some vets in there, or people a little bit out of position, but
his team's not terrible. I think I like it more than
none of the teams are terrible.
Yeah, it's hard to make a terrible team when you have.
You said you like his team better than mine.
I think I do.
I think I like Parola's team better than yours too. Just because.
Wait, you're gonna tell me you said Gervinho can't play a full game, but you think Ribery's playing 90 minutes?
Yeah,
I mean, he more of a chance than Gervinho.
He played 90 minutes in real life.
Dude. Frank, listen. Your team has a player completely out of position.
Fine. You want to put on and put freaking? It's the same thing. It's a fourth defender.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Chat. Anyone in chat want to give it a pick, or do we want to pick who do we think is the best team that's not ours? Do we want to?
Do you have some from Reddit you want to pop up or no?
I'm not going to go through that right now. There's way too many to go through. There was like actually legit teams. I was like, okay, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about.
I don't know. I think out of us four that we showed, I would, besides mine, which I think is the best, I would say Dan's is better than Frank's.
I think I'm getting a lot of hate here, which clearly means my team is good.
Can you throw one quickly again? I just want to see. Do you have it there? I want to see who's on Chris's again. Or all of them. Do you have the whole four? Yeah, I mean, obviously mine is the best, but Chris's team, I would pick over Frankie's team.
How do you? Now explain yourself. I would love to hear this.
I mean, we have a lot of similar players, but like,
yeah. So exactly. Our best players are overlap.
Okay,
Your forwards are butt.
He said.
I mean, seriously, Barrow and Belotti might have a season where they scored 20 goals combined between the two of them.
Get out of here! You are nuts.
How many are you putting down for Belotti on this team? Let me hear this. What's he scoring?
At least 15 to 20.
No. Give me a number. I'll be nice and say he gets 15, and Barrow puts in 8.
8?
Yeah, I agree with Frankie there. Like Barrow's not putting in. If you think
come on, are you kidding me? You're giving Barrow more than 8 goals.
He gets more than that on Bologna. Second of all,
so give him 10.
I got Gosens. I got DePaul.
I also have Gosens. I have DePaul, and I have McGee too. So again, I'm not getting it.
Frank, your question mark's on the other end of the field. Your defense is atrocious.
My team is put together a lot more solidly than yours.
Okay, so Lovato's not good.
No, he's good.
Okay, is Ghostin's good?
Yeah.
Is Sirigu good?
Oh, we got to vote. Alexa picked my team.
Oh, please get out of here.
Not surprised.
You're garbage.
Guys, pick a hole in my team. Pick a hole anywhere.
Ricci.
Ricci, out of this team, the 11th best player on the field is Ricci. I'll take that. I'll sign up.
So then, who's my 11th best player?
Yeah.
Who's your 11th best player?
Dara?
Yeah, your goalie's not up to par.
Aro's not good.
Aro's good, but he's not
good.
Okay, when you're saying good player, meaning what? Meaning what, though?
Not like Milinkovic.
Listen, Frank, Moroni? Are you kidding me right now?
What's wrong with Moroni?
Are you kidding me? I can't.
The best lineup is fine. No question about it.
Whoa. Your lineup is not that all what it's cut out to be either. Below you,
Frank. Pick a hole in my lineup.
Tamagotchi
Frank, you don't watch soccer.
and Ricci.
I think it's said my team is the best. Parola, out of all three of these teams, who has the best team? Dom, make it a little bigger for him so he can see it.
Oh yeah, like we want him. He's gonna say Chris. His team is Chris.
He doesn't. What are you talking about?
If he doesn't say my team, then I can never talk about with him again.
I truly think mine's the best team. It's
I
constructed.
just don't see it. I still like my team better.
Players on the right side of the field. Milinkovic is on the right side of the field because he's a more right-sided player. Cherby's on the left. All my players are picked for.
You're judging my entire team because you think a left fullback has never played on the right before.
Frank, that's not his game. He does not cut in like that. He crosses the ball. He's a left-footed player.
Understood.
Oh, baby.
This guy's nuts.
So we got
Past his bedtime.
I don't agree.
How I don't win this. Sorry, guys.
I think my forward's by far the best.
Okay, congrats. You're gonna be Saragu's gonna be picking the ball out of the back of his net a lot.
I mean, honestly, Maroni, you're dog on him big time. He's not that bad.
All right. Do you guys
really not?
You guys want to move on, Dan? If people want to do this, what should they do again?
So it's on the Twitter. There's a tweet with the link sheet. If anyone wants to reply to that,
our Twitter.
It's a post time. It's pretty simple. If they want to do that, they can do that. It's also on a couple of subreddits, the Calcio subreddit and Serie A subreddit. And you'll see a bunch of responses from other people.
I want to check those now.
Can you post all ours and have them vote?
I posted mine. I didn't post yours because I didn't know.
Post them now and let's get them to vote.
We'll see. Maybe
we'll see if team wins hands down.
All right, let's go. This was fun though. I really enjoyed it.
This was fun.
It was something to get other people involved and kind of get our take on the league, which is cool. Do you want to go to the schedule for this week? Because there's not a big break like in January. If the games are right back at it, and I guess we can do a few picks. All right. Chris, you want to pick a game?
Yeah, Atalanta and Sassuolo.
It's a good game. I think it's the game of the week.
Game of the week. I think so as well. This is tough. Caputo's playing. That's another goal. 2-2.
Caputo's gonna kill Romero. He's gonna destroy him. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
2-2 draw. Wow, you didn't even go with them to win. You suck. I'm gonna say 3-2 Atalanta.
I'm also gonna say 2-2. I think Sassuolo is gonna take another point from Atalanta.
Okay, Frank, you want to pick a game?
Let's see here. The rest of the games are not all that stellar.
They're not.
Yeah, I'll pick the Rome Samp game.
Okay.
And I'm going to say
Spinazzola's out, by the way, just to let you know.
Spinazzola's out. 2-1 Sampdoria.
I'll give you that gift straight. You said 2-1, Sam?
Yeah.
That's funny. I knew that little tidbit would sway you.
I'm going to say 2-1 Rome.
I'm going to say draw 2. And what the hell? I'll pick Juventus Udinese as the third game just because I like to pick Juventus each week. I will say...
If they don't win, he's fired, by the way.
Can you say if they don't win this game, by the way, like it's done?
It's over. Yeah, I think so. I think this is a.
I'm the one who always goes, it's way too early, but that's just a bad sign. The way you lost before Christmas, and you come back with like one of the worst teams and you don't win, that's a problem.
Dude, I think this is a must win. I'm gonna say they're gonna win this game. I'll say not confidently, like 2-1. I'll say.
I'm going to say 3-0.
All right. What about you, Frank?
I'm gonna say 2-1 because Bonucci's still in defense.
That's true.
Yeah. So should we pick Benevento Milan since Milan's in first place?
Sure.
Yeah, we could just. But Parolo says Benevento's going to beat Milan.
That's his.
I actually think Benevento has a chance to steal a point from Milan. I think a tie in that game.
Yeah, I mean, Milan will have some players back. Castillo back. I think Benacer should be back from his injury, so they should be better. I don't think this is where Milan slip up. I think they slip up somewhere else a little later. So I'm not going to pick Benevento to win that. I'll pick Milan.
Me too. Really quickly, transfer market opens a couple days. You think there's going to be a lot of action or no?
No.
I think no team has money. I think the teams that are desperate to get rid of people will try to get rid of those people, but you're not going to see huge moves. I don't see Juventus making a move. Well, Juventus has rumored to get the American Reynolds, which from Reynolds.
Brian.
Burt Reynolds?
Reynolds. Yeah, he's got a killer mustache. But he was rumored to go to Rome because the Rome owner was friendly with the FC Dallas owner. But apparently that's like kind of gone to the side, so Juventus is the front runner right now.
It's apparently Juventus and Club Brugge are the top two.
Yeah, my thing with that though is like Juventus doesn't have a slot for him. I don't think you only have a certain amount of non-EU slots.
So I read they're gonna buy him and loan him out to Genoa or something.
I would love to see Sassuolo though. Like throw him on there, man. Let him go play over there.
Or Atalanta.
Yeah. So that's the one rumor that you hear. Like Khedira, I don't think is going anywhere, even though he says like terminate. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay, so let me ask you a question at this point. Like Khedira's not going anywhere. Any chance he could actually see the field? It's not like our midfield is that great.
No, I don't think so.
None whatsoever.
I don't know. It's not that amazing.
You hear stupid rumors about, trying to get rid of Bernardeschi, all this kind of flip-flops and trades or whatever. None of this is going to happen. I think you'll see maybe one person move, but I don't think that Reynolds kid's going to be on the roster, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think so either. This was fun. I like this episode.
Yeah, this was good.
It was.
I love making the killer team. It was great.
So really quickly, it's like now you know why me and Dan play Football Manager 800 hours a year. Literally.
Hey, listen. If this whole Juventus Serie A podcast doesn't go bad, I think we just turned into a championship manager, football manager podcast.
I'm down.
So I guess live playing it online.
I guess during this week maybe we'll look at that Reddit and we'll see if there's any that we want to pull out that were some good
ones. Not that anyone from the Reddit even listens to this, so it doesn't really matter. But if anything popped out to us,
it'll be interesting.
It was good stuff.
All right.
See you guys next week.
Adios.